Hi everyone, and welcome aboard the cruise ship Safety and Security Channel, your go-to place for all things maritime safety, seamanship, and life at sea. I'm Shelby, Chief Officer Safety, and today we're diving into one of the most asked and most misunderstood questions in the nautical world. Why do ships use port and starboard instead of just saying left and right? Now, it might seem like outdated sailor slang, but these terms are absolutely essential. And once you understand the history and the logic, you'll see why they're still used on every vessel today. Let's begin. Back in the age of wooden ships and salty beards, sailors used a massive oar, called a steering board, to control the ship. It was mounted on the right-hand side because most sailors were right-handed. This side became known as the steerboard side, which gradually evolved into starboard. But you couldn't dock with the oar sticking out the side or you'd break it. So ships were always docked on the opposite side, the left. And where do you dock? At port. So, starboard equals right, steerboard. Port equals left, the side that faces port. Originally, the left side was also called larboard, which actually meant the loading side. But, when shouted across a noisy ship, larboard and starboard sounded way too similar. So, in 1844, the Royal Navy made it official port would replace larboard to avoid confusion, and this wasn't just about tradition. It was really one of the earliest forms of safety regulation. Port and starboard never change. This is honestly what makes these terms so genius. No matter which direction you're facing on a ship, port is always the ship's left, and starboard is always the ship's right, relative to the bow. If we just used left and right in emergencies, it would create chaos. But with port and starboard, there's no ambiguity at all. Everyone, everywhere on board knows exactly what you mean. At sea, port and starboard aren't just terms. They're actually lit up at night. Port side is marked with a red light, and starboard side is marked with a green light. This system is part of the international regulations for preventing collisions at sea, better known as the COLREGs. And if you want to master those, check out our COLREGs series right here on the Cruise Ship Safety and Security Channel. We break down every rule with real examples, simple diagrams, and even a few fun facts too. It's essential knowledge whether you're a deck cadet, a bridge officer, or just a curious cruiser. Alright, so here's how you can remember it. Just a few quick memory hacks. Port and left both have 4 letters, which is honestly pretty handy. Port is red, just like red wine, if that helps you picture it. So, with these tips, you'll never forget it again. Now, whether you're doing a fire drill, launching a lifeboat, or responding to a man overboard, knowing port from starboard is just not optional. It's absolutely essential for safety at sea. For example, muster stations are assigned by side, so you might hear, all crew to starboard lifeboats. Fire teams are directed to port lockers or starboard stations, depending on the emergency. And passengers are briefed using these exact terms during emergency drills. In these moments, clarity isn't just helpful, it's life-saving. Next time you're on a ship, just take a look around. You might see things marked with P and S, watertight doors labeled by side, fire plans that split the ship down port and starboard lines, escape route signs with side indicators, and even the life buoys are often tagged with which side they're stowed. These terms aren't just used at sea. In aviation, planes have red lights on the left wing and green on the right. In spaceflight, the International Space Station uses port and starboard to describe modules and directions. And in the military, worldwide naval forces use these terms for precision during complex operations. It's really a universal language for professionals operating in dangerous or high-stakes environments. Did you know the captain's cabin is traditionally on the starboard side, closer to the helm? On older sailing ships, cargo like wine barrels was actually stored on the port side. Some folks say that's why it's associated with red, the color of wine. And in maritime superstitions, mixing up port and starboard during launch ceremonies was really considered a bad omen. Even shipbuilders label the hull during construction as P and S just to make sure systems are installed on the correct side. From wiring to piping, everything follows the same port and starboard logic. With modern GPS and integrated bridge systems, you might think we'd outgrow these old terms. But honestly, we haven't. And we won't, because technology can fail. Language doesn't. In radio calls, emergency briefings, lifeboat drills, or international ship-to-ship conversations, port and starboard cut through noise, accents, and confusion. That's exactly why we drill it, teach it, and live by it every single day. Let's bring it all together. Port means left, red, docking, red wine, and P for port. Starboard means right, green, steering, tradition, and the captain's side. These never change. They're always relative to the ship's forward heading. And they're still used today, on cruise ships, cargo vessels, aircraft, and even space stations, because they're precise, universal, and vital for safety. Now, if you found this helpful, you're in the right place. Here on the Cruise Ship Safety and Security channel, we cover everything you need to stay sharp at sea. Our COLREGs series breaks down the rules of the road at sea with real-life examples and diagrams. We dive into the Code of Safe Working Practices, more commonly referred to as COSWAP, with clear, practical guidance. We explore emergency procedures, muster drills, lifeboat operations, and what really happens behind the scenes on ships. And yes, we even bust some cruise ship myths, explain strange maritime terms, and share stories from the bridge. Whether you're a cadet, seasoned crew member, safety trainer, or just cruise curious, this channel is here to help you become safer, smarter, and more confident at sea. So next time someone asks, which side is port again? You won't just give the answer, you'll tell the whole story. I'm Shelby, Chief Officer Safety, and you've been watching the Cruise Ship Safety and Security channel. Don't forget, like this video, subscribe for more in-depth maritime safety content, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new release. And when you're ready, check out our COLREG series and COSWAP Made Simple episodes, all right here on the channel. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and always know your port from your starboard.